Hi guys, Eric here. I know it's been a while. I haven't been making any INFJ videos or any type of Myers-Briggs types videos for a long time. I've actually been focusing my attention elsewhere. If you didn't hear, I am no longer going to be making INFJ videos unless somebody comments or I get a direct burst of inspiration. I'm not going out of my way. But if you would like me to remake some of the old content that I've already covered, and you would like me to minimize the duration of the videos and simplify things or even tie it together better, now that I have video editing software and all of the equipment that I need, I can do that. So just drop a like and let me know in the comments below. All right, so it's no surprise. INFJs get jealous very quickly and very easily. And it's also no surprise that if you've ever met one, you might come across a scene that looks something like this. One moment you're talking to your INFJ friend, and then you give your attention to someone or something else. You're having a heart-to-heart conversation with them. They're giving their heart to you. They're explaining what they're feeling. And all of a sudden, you get a text. And you look down at your phone and you start to answer it. And the INFJ becomes upset. Or somebody else walks in the room. Let's say you're on the phone with an INFJ or you're talking with them in person and they're visiting, and your spouse or best friend comes in and you're like, huh? Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. And you look back at the INFJ and their facial expression is one of anger. INFJs do indeed get jealous quite easily, and it's no surprise to anybody who knows an INFJ that it happens very often. Sometimes you don't really do anything to cause it, it just kind of happens. So it's important if you're going to have a relationship with an INFJ to understand why it happens and what you can do to help make that INFJ still feel loved. So I guess the best way to tackle this topic would be to simply talk about what INFJs need, and then therefore you can, by default, not do things that they don't want you to do. So I'll just kind of jump into this. It's important in a relationship with an INFJ, whether it be an intimate one or casual friendship, that you don't keep secrets from them. Now, if this is just a casual friendship or you're their best friend, there's a little bit of wiggle room. But basically, the closer you are to an INFJ and the deeper your friendship level goes and the more time you spend bonding, the more they expect from you. Now, that may seem a little bit unfair, but it's how our relationships go. The longer you know us, the more we expect you to give back to us, and that means we expect to know you more. So an INFJ's need for emotional connection can sometimes look like a controlling desire almost over the other person, but it's not. Most of the time, it's not. Most of the time, it's just a desire to get to know everything about their partner or friend. This is a good sign. This means an INFJ is interested in getting to know more about you. When an INFJ is no longer jealous, you are pretty much dead to them, or you're dying to them in their hearts. They don't really want a friendship with you anymore. If they no longer get jealous whenever you give your attention to something else, or you're having a conversation and they say, whatever, it doesn't matter. If they say it doesn't matter, you done screwed up. So I want to say this before I go on. While I'm not discouraging awareness of abusive relationships or encouraging one to stay in such a relationship, I am saying that an INFJ's desire and need for emotional connection does span across the entirety of their partner's trust and heart. And that includes even negative characteristics about themselves. Let me see if I can explain this a bit for you. You're dating an INFJ and they tell you something along these lines, and you may have heard them quote these words to you. Why don't you talk to me? Talk to me. Open up to me. All right, what the INFJ is really trying to say is, I know that you're a mess. I know that your heart is a mess, and I am jealous that you are not opening up to me with your heart. It is making me angry, and I want this relationship to work, but I'm having second thoughts right about now. Some of you might be hearing this for the first time, and you're saying, what? They're thinking about breaking up with me? Yes! Yes, they are! And if you're just their friend, they're thinking of door slamming you. Welcome to friendships and relationships with INFJs. You're like, wow, that sounds very obsessive. Yes, it is. And that is precisely why if you are with an INFJ, you can be sure that their love for you runs deep, especially if they get jealous. Now, I want to stop for a moment and say jealousy is not a good thing by any means. However, it's different than being controlling or obsessive. And I'm not encouraging INFJs to be self-enabling individuals or for their partner or friend to enable them to be jealous. That's not a good idea. That's not good. That's not good. Check out my video, 7 Trademarks of an Unhealthy INFJ. It's not good. Don't do it. Don't enable them. Encourage them to stop. Talk to them, etc., etc. Don't stay in abusive relationships. Abusive relationships, not good. Toxic INFJs, toxic, get out. Just no. Don't even date them. Just leave. If they don't want, if they don't listen to your heartfelt advice and make changes about themselves, get out. If that INFJ's not willing to change for you, go. Just leave. Just go. They're only thinking of themselves. All right, let's get back on track. So, negative characteristics, right? The INFJ is really saying, look, I know that you're a mess and I can see that you're keeping something from me and not being honest. That hurts. Stop it. Talk to me. Please open up to me. That's what they're really trying to say is, you are infuriating me and I don't want to feel this way. I care about you and I want this to work. You need to open up or I'm going to leave you. That's really what they're saying. You might say, well, Eric, if that's what they're saying, why don't they ever say that? Why don't they say that? I can think of a list of reasons. But to answer your question in a nutshell, they're afraid. That's it. If they told... I want you to put yourself in this situation. You are a spectator. You're watching this all unfold. You watch an INFJ get into a relationship with someone. They just start dating, right? They just hit it off real well. It's first week. The INFJ starts getting a little bit jealous. They can't really give in to that impulse. And yet, their partner says something along these lines. What's wrong? INFJ, nothing. I'm okay. And then the partner says, no, something's wrong. Tell me. What? I'm thinking of breaking up with you right now because you're not being honest with me. I can tell that something's wrong. And if you want to ask, I just kind of know. I just know. But you're keeping something from me and I don't like it. So I'm going to leave you if you don't talk with me. Okay. I'll pay for the bill. I'm going to leave. Right? Okay. So, why don't INFJs ever say this? They're afraid. How is an INFJ supposed to come forward and say, look, I care about you, but I'm starting to not care about you right now. And that angers me. And I don't want to feel this way, but you're not giving me much choice, so stop it. It's not fair. Knock it off. Or, depending on their level of frustration, how are they ever supposed to say that? You might say, Eric, aren't you kind of causing a lot of INFJ's pain by sharing this? No, I don't think I am. I think INFJs tend to overanalyze things and overreact. And that's part of why they get jealous in the first place. Am I right? Someone walks into the room and they get jealous because you look away from them for like 3 seconds. I mean, I get that it's emotions, but I think I'm helping to raise awareness for INFJs. Think of how many are misunderstood because they don't know how to explain this to someone, and some aren't articulate enough to say it, some are too afraid to try, but a lot are just scared, to be honest. Honestly, I think that I'm doing them all a favor because it opens up a big door of communication that you can have this conversation with them. You can ask them, hey, I watched this video. This is what a man named Eric, he has this huge channel on psychology. A lot of videos, this is what he said. Is this true? Are you jealous? And I guarantee you, ask an INFJ if they are getting jealous. One of 3 things will happen. They're going to crack a huge grin and smile, avoid eye contact, and say, no. And their body language will give it away. 2, yeah. And say nothing more. Or 3, okay. How'd you hear that? And they're going to start probing for more information to try to avoid answering the question. Okay? Yeah, I think I'm doing them all a pretty big favor. You ask them if they're jealous, they're going to say, oh, they paid attention to my heart. Oh, thank you. And answer that yes. Okay, so let's get back on track. So if you withhold the bad parts of yourself from an INFJ, oh, well, I don't want to show my dirty laundry. It's kind of like the song Unconditional by Katy Perry. Great song, by the way, but it's really the same thing. And the lyrics just go, oh no, did I get too close? Oh, did I almost see what's really on the inside? All your insecurities, all the dirty laundry, never made me blink one time. Never made me blink one time. All right, so that's what an INFJ is trying to tell you. They're trying to tell you to show me the dirty laundry, right? They're trying to get close to you. They're trying to break that barrier because, like I've said in my other videos, there's this desire for emotional connection of oneness. And any woman out there can really relate. You really want the man's heart, right? You want him to open up. You want him to talk. You want him to be sensitive, to be vulnerable. Yeah, well, I got more knowledge to share on this topic. I'm going to cut it short. A woman's emotions are on the surface. A man's emotions are underneath the surface. So a woman's trying to reach for that oneness, and that's what an INFJ is trying to do, right? You're holding your emotions, yourself, your soul, your vulnerabilities back beneath the surface. The INFJ is trying to pull it out. So in the same way, you kind of have this responsibility, right? If you're dating an INFJ, you have that responsibility. If you're friends with an INFJ and you want this friendship to go forward, to move forward, to develop, to grow, well, if you don't, the INFJ is going to leave your life probably. But if you do want that relationship to grow, you got to have that vulnerability, because eventually the INFJ will reach this place of feeling stagnant, and the relationship will just slowly die and flatline. And the INFJ won't care if you're there anymore because they didn't get all of you. So you have to understand here, it's primarily your responsibility, if you want to be friends with an INFJ, to open yourself up. You can't stay the same and not share any of that with the INFJ. So in summary, to withhold the bad parts of yourself from an INFJ is torture and very destructive. But to allow them to love you despite your flaws is a wonderful gift to them, and that's really what they want. They really just want to love on you. You know, like a woman wants all the deepest parts of a man to really feel that connection, and then she gets so much more joy out of serving and loving and, doing the things he doesn't want to do, right? Before she's married, she's looking at trying to be that perfect woman for him. And then after she gets married, she's trying to make his life easier. She's trying to find things she can do to coexist with him. And there is this, and if you're wondering how I got that knowledge, by the way, it's through a lot of time spent in prayer, studying the Bible, listening to God, and just talking with him, and we're having conversations. But I also have a wonderful friend, very dear sister of mine in the body of Christ. She really just helped to explain this, because I came to her and I had some of this knowledge already. But she helped to put it in a different light, because I knew, I don't want to go into it. This is about INFJs. I don't want to go into it all. But basically, I already came to her with bits and pieces, but I was having a lot of trouble articulating it and putting it together. So she really helped to put that in a different light for me. Those are her words, not mine. So like how a woman is, once she gets married, she's been taken by that man, right? She's been, for better lack of terms, she's completed what she set out to do. And once she's married, she's looking at all the things he doesn't like to do, and she's like, well, where do I fit in here? Because her emotions are telling her, I want to serve. I want to give back to him. I want to give to this man. I just want to give. Well, it's another topic for another time. Women got to learn to take too. There's a balance there. And men love to give too. So INFJs are the same way. We're looking for that vulnerability to give, to love, and to nurture, and to just keep on giving. But at the same time, it's no surprise that INFJs want to get a return on that investment. So they expect you to seek that same closeness with them. I know it's a little bit hypocritical. Believe me, I know. An INFJ will expect you to give your vulnerabilities to them before they open up to you. Then they expect you, I know, to reach out to them, and no, they're not going to tell you to do this. They just expect you to know that you need to do it. Reach out to them for their vulnerabilities and their dirty laundry, because they want to be known and found too, just like you. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. That's why INFJs get jealous easily, and what you need to do to help them to feel more appreciated and loved. If you found this video helpful, make sure to drop a like and comment below. Helps to support the channel, helps YouTube algorithm to get my videos out there for others to see. And if you really want to help this channel grow, share the video with someone that you think might need it. If you do want to support me as a content creator, watch some of my other videos. You know, just maybe sit down with a cup of tea. You know, maybe one day just sit down with a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, watch one of my gaming videos. Sit down, listen to some laughs with me and my friend, or just watch how I torture myself in playing games with ridiculous rules, such as no gas bursts on the Attack on Titan video, right over here. You can check that video out. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff. Check out my music, and listen to me on Spotify. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.